We're out here shooting suppressed full auto guns today. I thought I'd do something old school, so I got my model 1858 Remington. So we'll give that a few shots and see how it does. That's it. We have here is my Remington model 1858. It's one of the more common black powder revolvers you're going to run into. You'll also run into the Colt model 1851 quite often. There's a number of other versions out there. The Dragoons are common as well. But this is probably my favorite to shoot. I've owned a Colt model 1851, but this is definitely my favorite by far. I'm going to show you all of the accessories you'll need, give you a little bit of information about the firearm and its care. But this is definitely one of my favorite firearms to actually go out and shoot, and I do it quite often. When you buy this gun, you're going to need a number of accessories to shoot it. Obviously, you're going to need the powder. Triple F Go X is what I use. You can use any sort of real black powder as long as it's Triple F. You're going to need 44 caliber round ball. You can also use conical, but honestly, they don't work well in these guns. I've tried them, just don't work. Kind of a novelty. I use a .451 in this gun. It works well, cuts a nice ring. I'll show you what that means in a minute. You're also going to need number 11 caps and either revolver lube or oxy yoke underball felt wads. Now you're going to need a few more things other than the bare essentials, which I've showed you. You're also going to need a way to measure the powder. What I use is this flask. This flask has a head on it that throws exactly 30 grains of powder, or near 30 grains. It's easy to use. You just flip it over, pour the powder out, shake it a little bit, release this lever, which closes it again, locking 30 grains of powder in there. Then you pour it in the cylinder and put the felt wad in the ball. No big deal. You're also going to need cleaning tools. Most important one being the nipple wrench. You're going to have to clean out the nipples and replace them every once in a while because they do get worn out. You're going to also want to replace the ones you get with your revolver originally because they're more than likely junk. But I have replaced it on one of these cylinders. The other cylinder, I'm going to spend a little bit more money and replace it with stainless steel nipples because they do last a lot longer and get better rate of better ignition, I should say. But that's what it looks like out. Gonna need to take those out to clean. Not always, but I usually do, just out of habit. Best way to clean the cylinder, you can't clean the gun this way, but is to just run hot water through them, dump it out, do it a few times till the water stops coming out black, and then run your patches through it. Easiest way to do it. But I do recommend getting a second cylinder with this gun. It's going to cost you a little more money, but having a Remington 1858 is kind of pointless unless you do. The main advantage of this gun is that you can remove the cylinder for cleaning and for reloading. How you go about doing that is put the revolver at half cock, pull this little tab here down, slide the bar out, and then simply rotate the cylinder out. And then you can put the new one in. Same process. Just that easy, or it appears to be that easy on cam. Unfortunately, well, while you're in the field, it's not that easy because once you have gone through one cylinder of shot, this whole thing is going to be gummed up with black powder residue. So when you actually pull this out, this is going to stick a lot. And a tip to getting it not to do that is do not use a lot of oil on these guns. If there's oil in there, the residue will just cake all over this thing, and it will be almost impossible to get out. This is going to be difficult to clean as well when you get it home. You're going to have to really scrub that thing and then wipe all of the gun oil you use off of it. Or don't even use too much oil. Use water and your rag, and then put on just a light layer of oil to protect it from rust when you're going to store this gun, not when you're shooting it. You're also going to need to run the wire brush through it and your jag to get all of the residue out of the barrel. I don't really have too much problem doing that. This gun actually cleans up really easily, so it doesn't seem to be a big deal with this particular gun. But I've heard other people have problems getting the residue out of the barrel. Never an issue for me. I think it's because I learned early not to use too much oil. But it's just a wonderful gun to shoot. It's very inexpensive. It costs you almost nothing. I mean, I've had this can of GoX for a long time now, and I'm only about halfway through it. The balls are very, very inexpensive. I believe they're $10 for 100. The balls you can cast yourself if you want to. And when you're loading it, not every revolver is the same, depending on what company you get it from and just how yours is made. When you put the ball in there and you press it down, there should be a ring of lead left over. It's not as important when you have the felt rod in there, or a felt wad, because that felt wad will prevent a chain fire, but it's also going to, your revolver will shoot better if you have a good seal. You're also going to want to make sure the ball is near the top when you're shooting it. If you're using the proper amount of powder, that won't be a problem. But if you're shooting lighter loads, I've heard of people backfilling that with cocoa wheats even. I don't know how that works. If you try it, let me know. Try it at your own risk though, but I've heard of people doing that. All in all, you're going to be spending quite a bit of money on all of the extra things for this gun. The gun itself is not that expensive, but all of the extra things you're going to need in order to shoot it is going to run you a little bit more. I hear new shooters saying, man, I should get one of those because they're so inexpensive. Well, it's not as simple as a cartridge gun. You're going to need quite a bit of equipment to get it going. It's also going to take you much longer to clean it and to get used to it. But they are wonderful guns to shoot. They are a lot more accurate than people give them credit for. This revolver, this .44 caliber revolver, shoots about as well as a .38 Special. I do love the thing. I shoot it almost every time I go out. If you have not given these guns a shot, I seriously recommend it. The one thing I will tell you is, if you are new to black powder revolvers, buy this gun. Buy the Remington 1858. You will be put off by the Colt model 1851. It does not shoot well out of the package. In order to get an 1851 to shoot well, you have to do some home gunsmithing, basically. You have to change the rear sight on it. On this gun, you have a nice sight right down the barrel. Nice sight picture. With the Colt 1851, the sight is actually on the hammer right here. And in order to get it to shoot right, you're going to have to modify that a little. There is a couple of good videos online how to do that. Duelist, I can't remember the numbers behind his name, but I might link him below. He gives an entire tutorial on how to do it. But for a first-time shooter with black powder revolvers, it's going to be more work than you're going to want to do. So I definitely recommend not going with those guns. So thank you for watching. Don't think I forgot anything. Maybe I'll do a cleaning video on this, show you what you have to do to clean it. I go a little farther than some people do. I actually disassemble pretty much everything up here. Take the gun apart. You're also going to need to actually disassemble the entire internals of these guns once in a while, because the powder residue does get down there. So I will do another video on exactly how to do that in the future. But thank you for watching. Have a nice day.